Fresh herbs always do the trick. Let me go ahead and get this mixed up, y'all. This is not gonna be YouTube pretty. And I still got more sauce, so I might end up putting some more sauce and everything on it, you know, so. Hey y'all, it's your girl Kilo. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, what I like to do here is make delicious comfort meals, but the plant-based way, with no soy, no seitan, no tofu, no wheat gluten. I like to keep it as natural and whole as possible. Really wanted to stop by and let you know that this recipe is near and dear to my heart. It's so delicious because it's one of the first plant-based vegan meals that I made when I first started taking the plant-based and veganism serious, where I was like, oh my God, I could do this. It's so delicious. I even gave it to some non-vegan people and they said it was the best Alfredo sauce that they had in my family. Anyways, so today we're gonna be making some bomb vegan plant-based Alfredo. It's so delicious and I just wanted to let you know it's near and dear to my heart. And let's just go ahead and get straight to the point. So if you're ready, let's go ahead and get it. Stay tuned, y'all. All right, y'all, so first thing I want to say is I usually use broccoli in this recipe. So if you're using broccoli, the first thing you need to do is roast your broccoli. Set your oven to about 375 to 400, depending on your oven. And go ahead and roast it. Throw a little bit of sea salt or some olive oil or something on there and just roast it until it turns brown. I am going to do something different. Typically, I'll do roasted broccoli or half and half, do raw broccoli and roasted broccoli. But I'm going to do Brussels sprouts today. So just want to say that if you're doing broccoli, now's the time to do it. Start with that step first. So I do have a video on how to do the perfect Brussels sprouts. If you haven't seen that, you can check it out. I'll link it in the description box below and right here at the top right of the video. Go ahead and check that out. But for the sake of time, I'm not going to re-show that. The next thing I'm going to do is throw in my noodles. I'm going to use fettuccine. I sometimes use rigatoni. I think it's called rigatoni. It's like the cylinders with the hollow center. So I have some boiling water here with a little bit of sea salt and minced garlic. That's why you see those things floating around. I've never done minced garlic before in the water, but I just wanted to see if it was going to give it more flavor. So we're going to go ahead and have that boiling. Have our Brussels sprouts cooking. No, this is not how I'm going to leave it. I need to hook them up really quick. Okay, so now I have about a cup of white mushrooms. You don't have to use that many, but I'm going to go ahead and saute these up. I prefer to throw in more than less, only because if I don't use them all, I can use them throughout the week, like in my omelets or on a baked potato or something like that. But what I tend to notice is that mushrooms will shrink, so I like to use more than not enough. So we're going to go ahead and let these sit and saute. Once they're almost done or about halfway done, we're going to throw in some onion, as well, about half of a yellow or sweet onion. Okay, so the mushrooms are softer and about halfway done. So now I'm going to throw in about half a cup of a white or yellow onion. And we're going to let these saute and get a little brown. Over here we have the Brussels sprouts still cooking. And then we have our noodles. So it looks like our noodles are done. I'd rather be the noodles slightly undercooked than overcooked. The way you can tell is you take a noodle and throw it against the wall. In case you haven't seen that trick before, let me show you. Trying to do it all with one hand, so. You take a noodle and you take a noodle and you throw it against the wall. If it sticks, that means it's done. So that means the noodles are done, ready to go. Let's go. All right, so the onions and mushrooms are done. As you can see, the mushrooms are actually a little overcooked. See how I told you the mushrooms shrink? See how it seemed like there were a lot at first and now there's not? So that's why I say it's always better to cook more than not enough. So I'm going to go ahead and put these to the side and we're going to move on to the next step. Okay, so while that is cooking, we're going to go ahead and do the sauce. The Alfredo sauce, the star of the show. It's going to be so delicious. Okay, so first thing you need is 1 cup of soaked raw cashews, 1 teaspoon of olive oil, 3 to 4 garlic cloves. You can use however many you like. I have about 3.5. The juice of 1 lemon. 2 tablespoons of coconut aminos. 1/4 a cup of nutritional yeast. Seasonings right here. So we have 1/4 a teaspoon of chili flakes, 1 tablespoon of onion powder, 1/2 a teaspoon of pink sea salt, 1/4 a teaspoon of smoked paprika, 1/4 a teaspoon of chili powder, 1/2 a teaspoon of oregano, and 1/2 a teaspoon of basil. You can't really tell because the basil and the oregano have kind of blended together, but we're going to pour that in there. We're also going to sprinkle a little bit of black pepper in there as well. And then you're going to take about 1.5 cups of water. 1.5 cups of spring water. And then you're going to blend it until smooth. So I'm going to blend this up until smooth. And this is what it looks like when it's done. And now it's time to plate. So now I'm topping it with those delicious sauteed Brussels sprouts. Like I said, I usually use broccoli, so if you're using broccoli instead, now's the time to add that. And next, we're gonna add those sauteed onions and mushrooms. So now I'm going to actually top it off with a little bit of diced onion. That is some parsley you see on there because I use the same knife that I cut with some parsley. But about to top this off with a little bit of diced onion to give it a little crunch. That's what I like to use the raw onion for, is for a little crunch. And then last but not least, I'm going to top it off with some parsley, some fresh chopped parsley. Fresh herbs always do the trick. Have it, folks, the delicious vegan Alfredo. So good. I'll let you know how it tastes with this with these Brussels sprouts on it when I'm gonna do a taste test and see what it tastes like with these Brussels sprouts on it. It ain't gonna look pretty though. And I'll let you know whether you should do this or the broccoli, okay? Okay, so I promised you a taste test since I did not use broccoli and I ended up using Brussels sprouts for the first time ever. So I'm gonna let you know how it is and whether you should go with the broccoli route or the Brussels sprouts route, y'all, okay? So I did warm it up in the microwave since I didn't warm the sauce up on the stove. I didn't feel like doing all of that, and I knew I was gonna throw it in the microwave once I topped it off together anyway. So I put it in the microwave for about a minute and a half. Now let me go ahead and give it a try. Let me flip this camera so you can see it. All right, y'all, so Let me go ahead and get this mixed up, y'all. This is not gonna be YouTube pretty. Let me try to mix it around with one hand. Y'all, I'm still holding the phone. But I just want to see what it's going to taste like. And I still got more sauce, so I might end up putting some more sauce and everything on it, you know, so. All right, y'all. So let me go ahead. I got to make sure I get some Brussels sprouts on this fork. Let y'all know how this is. Oh, I don't think I mentioned it, but I don't like super long noodles, so I always break my noodles in half before I warm them up. So that's why I don't have the little special twirl everyone does. But let's try this out, y'all. All right, let's try this. Oh, let me say my prayers. All right, let's try this. Oh, it's kind of spicy. Ooh. It's very spicy. Woo! What did I add in here? I be getting happy with the spice, man. It's a little spicy. It's a little spicy. Let's try this again. I want to see. Got Brussels sprouts on it. Let me see. This is really good. I think I like this one better. I think I like it with the Brussels sprouts better, but I'm not a huge fan of broccoli to begin with, so I don't know how credible I am. I don't mind broccoli, it's just not one of my favorites. But I think I like the Brussels sprouts better because I like how distributed it is and how shredded it is, and it's all within the pasta. It has more flavor. It has a different flavor. It's so flavorful. My vote is for the Brussels sprouts, y'all. That's all I'm gonna say. Not any Brussels sprouts, my Brussels sprouts, my recipe. So if you haven't seen that recipe, check it out. It's gonna be the most flavorful Brussels sprouts you probably ever had. And the key to liking Brussels sprouts is to have the right flavor. And one other key that I mentioned in the video. So anyways, y'all, if you haven't checked out my Brussels sprout recipe, you can check that out. I actually really like it with the Brussels sprouts, so I'm probably gonna start doing it that way. And anyways, either way, I hope you enjoy it. If you did, drop it in the comment below. If you switched it up and added something else, let me know that as well. Until next time, y'all, peace and love.